let's talk Grimsby, shall we? How are we doing? And I'm here to talk about the upcoming League 2 game between the Mariners and Swindon Town. That's right. The Mariners are going to be facing our former head coach in Holloway. So we'll be going to the county ground for that for this tie. The team news is that we haven't really got too many injuries. We're pretty good on there. Geza Torre came back unscathed from the international break with the Faroe Islands. Zach Gilzenon continues and is getting better, and obviously did a pre-match with the club and also with Radio Humberside. Obviously, most of the pre-match was spoke about January and the work that is going to be put in and what I think is needed. Artel again, like he's keeping his cards to his chest as you'd expect him to do. And I was a bit surprised this happened because earlier in the week, well, just the other day in fact, Richard O'Donnell has signed an emergency loan, which I have to admit surprised me. But he has joined us on an emergency loan from Derby, I believe it was, and obviously we know Rich has been here before, on loan before, when he was at Sheffield Wednesday. So we do know Richard. It's good to have him back on a 7-day loan, so it's just for this game because we believe the Christy Pym sending off was for one game, not for three, because and I looked into this to be sure. People were saying it was a one game. It is a one game ban because they're right. Even though it was a straight red, and yes, it was for stopping an obvious goal scoring opportunity, it is only one game, not three, because three would be violent conduct. So it is only a one game ban. I suppose in that case I kind of feel sorry for Charlie Casper, really. Yeah, they did have talks about bringing Seb Orton back. But he thought for one game. No, I do sort of feel for Charlie to a certain degree, but you can't beat the experience of 37-year-old Richard O'Donnell. So he will be between the sticks for the Mariners at the weekend. Also on the way to returning is Van Dawson. He's on his way to returning as well. I think he was unwell before the previous game, so hopefully for Chesterfield. So hopefully he'll be back fairly soon and maybe to be back again. So in general, I think injuries were okay. It'd be good to see if Zach can get a game or good hour. I would say I'd like to see out of Gilzenon. And but I would I'm sort of over the loss to Chesterfield. I think we had to get over that because it's just one of those things. We've just had a couple of spells at the minute where Artel was saying that the performances have been okay, but the results wouldn't say that. He's absolutely right. The results would not say that we are, but maybe we're not in such a bad place. But it's going to be interesting to see how we approach this, because Swindon are the league leaders, and I'm about to give you some stats and figures and all that good stuff. They are the league leaders. Grimsby lie in 10th after the defeat at the last weekend. And total points, 25 for Grimsby, 30 for Swindon. So there's a 5-point gap between the two sides, between the Mariners and, of course, Swindon Town. Goals scored, though. There's 2 goals in it. Grimsby Town have scored 29. Swindon Town have scored 27. If there's one thing, as we know, under Holloway's teams, they don't defend great. Swindon aren't exactly fantastic at defending. So, they've got loads of goals in the team going forward, especially Drinan and that, who is a real, he's a real pest really when it comes to scoring a goal. But they do give away a lot of chances, and they do give away a lot of goals as well. So, 29 goals to 27. If we look at the overall shots in general created, you can see what I mean when I say we've actually had more shots, 166 to 151. Shots on target, though, they are ahead by 1, 81 and 80 respectively. Shots off target, 86 to 70. Block shots, we've had 71 block shots to Swindon's 55. If we look at the overall pass accuracy between the sides, there is hardly anything in it. The Mariners narrowly have the advantage, 74% to 73. And again, points gained from winning positions, 10 points for the Mariners, only 2 for Swindon. Points dropped, that is. We've dropped 10 points. Points gained, it's 7 for Swindon and 5 for us. So like I said, we're not fantastic when we go behind, but we've, and we've dropped probably far too many points at the minute from winning positions. But we'll see how it goes, And obviously, not forgetting the return of former Mariners lonely striker Ollie Palmer, who is there is now at Swindon. So he's probably going to want to come back and haunt his old side if he could. And to be fair, we'll just talk about Swindon just for a brief moment. No matter how sour it ended for Holloway at Grimsby, he has, he has got a few chimes out of Swindon, and you can't really knock that. And obviously he's got feel good factor around him at Swindon, and he's made them a threat. And you can't deny that. Whatever a lot of Mariners fans think of Ian. And we've all got our opinions of him, of course. He's getting something out of Swindon. So, and if you look at the recent results, Swindon have been in far better form than Mariners, because in the last 5 games, they have won 3, drew 1, and lost in the trophy to West Ham. The 2 wins have come against the MK Dons in the AFL Trophy, and a 2-1 win at home to Tranmere. And last time out, they got a 1-1 draw at Fleetwood Town. So, whereas the Mariners, of course, our league form recently has not been good. In the last couple of games, obviously the 2-2 draw with Barrow, which should have been a win but wasn't, and obviously last week the narrow 1-0 defeat to Chesterfield, which I think if Christy Pym had probably stayed on the pitch, probably wouldn't have happened. And like I said during my review of that game, it was all us for the majority of it. Just could not finish our dinner on that occasion. But so form is far better on Swindon's side. If we look at the previous meetings, the previous 24 meetings between the sides, Swindon edge it, 12 wins to 9 in Swindon's favour, 3 draws in that, and the last 3 results between the two sides, since Holloway's took over there, we obviously got a 2-0 win in April 2024 at Blundell Park, but the 2 results since Ian Holloway took charge in December of 24 and last April ended 3-1 at the county ground and 4-0 at Blundell Park last April. So really he's got the beating us last couple of times, which is not really what we want, but it is what it is. And but tomorrow's a new day, as they say. If we look at a few facts for the game, which has been given by, obviously, BBC Sport, I use these. This is where I'm getting the facts and figures from. Swindon Town have won 7 of their last 8 league games against Grimsby, on scoring 2.8 goals on average per fixture across that time. Nearly 3 goals a game. Grimsby Town have won just 2 of their 26, and I said 26 away league games against Swindon, drawing 6 and losing 18. Both victories coming via 1-0 scorelines in February 2000 and April 2018. Obviously, that was the Mitch Rose penalty, which all but guaranteed our safety that season under Michael Jolly. Last time out, Ryan Tafazzoli, who is a real dangerous player for Swindon, became the 15th player to score a league goal for Swindon in 25-26, excluding own goals. The most different scorers of any side in England's top 4 divisions this season. And like I said, that is one of Swindon's real strengths, is that they're able to, they've got so many threats going through the field, through the attack, through to the defence. And the last stat here is, since the start of February earlier this year, Grimsby have lost just 3 of their 17 away league games, winning 7 and drawing 7. The fewest defeats on the road of any present League 2 team in that time frame. So it's going to be a bit interesting as to which way this is going to go, because we've got one of the best away records, and Swindon seem to be able to score for fun majority of the time. But like I said, the one advantage, shall we say, for us is that we do know where the net is. Obviously, but even to see how Chaz Vernon plays for this game, actually, because obviously Ian Holloway did try and get him in the summer, which Chaz turned down. That'll be an interesting side dynamic, I'm sure, and really we're hoping that Chaz can really have a blast on that pitch and lead us to victory over Holloway Swindon for the first time. But like I said, the record at Swindon is quite abysmal, really. So I mean, we'll be hoping to change that over the weekend. Jude Sunsup looks like he's going to be available as well, which is going to be hopefully going to be good for us going into this. I don't see too many changes to what we've already had, but we will have obviously 1 or 2, especially with Richard coming in for Christy Pym, and so there's going to be a few changes, but I think the side is a good one. This could be a very good footballing game, and it could be end to end really, this, because both managers like to attack. Ian is known for that. He doesn't mind conceding 5 if it means he scores 6, and really, Artel is exactly the same. So hopefully we can turn this into a success at Swindon. What am I going to go for? To be honest with you, I'm going to go for plenty of goals, but I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Because like I said, I think both teams can score, and whether both teams can defend, that's another story. But I'm going to go for a draw here. I'd take a draw. I want the win, obviously, but I'd take a draw at Swindon. 2-2. Who do I think is going to get the goals? I think Vernon's going to get a brace here. I'd love to see him get a brace. I really, really would. So I'm going to go for Vernon brace. And hopefully it'll be enough to see us over the line. But, we'll wait and see. So that's the preview done. Welcome aboard, Richard, for this game. Good luck to him. Let me know your thoughts down below on the game and your score prediction, and I will be back with a with a review of the game on Saturday night. This will be coming after the game, of course. It will be coming because I'm very busy, which I'll do a little video about after tomorrow as well, because there may not be, well, there will not be, I will say this now, there will not be a preview for Tranmere, and I'll go into that in the next video as to why there will not be a preview for Tranmere. I will not have time, but I'll get into that later on in the week. But let me know down below what you guys think of this game down below. Please leave me your score prediction, and let me know what team you would play against Swindon. I'll be intrigued to know. So like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff, and I will see you with a review of the game after the game, and I will see you guys very, very soon. In the meantime, guys, up the Mariners, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.